Have you ever noticed bubbles trailing off the leading edge of your hand when your hand enters the water? This is one of the things you probably shouldn't obsess about because if it's happening, there's a lot of other things you need to be working on. But it does impact drag and propulsion. So, we want to get typically something more like this where the hands are pretty clean on the entry. And then you don't have any bubbles on those hands that are really going to prevent you from grabbing the water. You really want a nice clean area, nothing in between your hand and the water to really just grab, and that's what you're pulling and throwing back to the wall behind you. But the things that impact that basically allow you to get that. It's going to be body position. It's going to be how your hands enter the water. It's going to be how tight or how loose your fingers are when they enter. You can see with this athlete, all of the bubbles coming off, and it's largely driven by his body position in the water, and as we've talked about before, stability. It's all about getting that balance and stability in the water that allows you to enter and have those hands with a lot of control. You get the core to engage. It's going to give you more control over your hands entering the water, and you won't get these big, huge trailing edges of bubbles coming off your hands that, impact both your drag because you're creating a lot more drag, and then also they're going to impact how much water you pull. It's going to diminish your propulsion in the water. But it's really just a symptom of the lack of balance and stability that's in your stroke. And it's one of the things that you can work on. So, some of the things that you can do that I've highlighted before is you can go back and do that very basic kind of sidearm balance drill. You can do a kick with the brick. You can kick with a board. Anything to get your core to engage more, where you get long on the water and you're recruiting other muscle groups to do it so you can practice that balance and stability in the water while you're moving, is going to make it where you can enter with those hands a lot cleaner. So, as always, thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you in the pool soon.